Well, hello there. This might look a bit like Rollercoaster Tycoon, but it's not. This is a game I picked up yesterday on a website, and I found it via people sharing it on YouTube. This is a game called Parkitect, which is currently in pre-alpha build and is being made by free people. Free people made this. Pretty cool. And as I say, really early build. You can get it for about 15 US dollars on Kickstarter or PayPal. For you, those of you in my own country of origin, the UK, I picked it up for about £10.50, which I think is not bad. And this is something I was playing with yesterday, and thought gives pretty good, gives me a good overview of what the game looks like so far. For a game that's so early in development, it's got a lot of different attractions, and the physics look great, and I love the art style of this. It's bright, it's colourful, but it's still got that slight tinge of realism. Again, reminds me a lot of the early Rollercoaster Tycoon games. If you want to get it, I'm going to find the website here. Let me just load it up for you. It is themeparkitect.com, and it's currently available on Windows and Mac, but they're going to release it on Linux at some point too. Yeah, so there's three guys who made this. There's Sebastian Mayer, who's the programmer and the designer. Garrett Randall is the artist and designer, and then a guy named Gordon McGladdery is the sound effects guy and music guy, which you can hear his. I'm sure you can hear his lovely sounds right now. So we'll dive in, and I'll show you a bit of what I like about this game so far. As I say, this just keep in mind, as I say, this is pre-alpha. This is not even alpha yet. This is still really early days of development, and it seems to run really smoothly. I haven't noticed that many bugs. The balloons, when you speed up the game, the balloons stand goes a bit crazy with the physics. But otherwise, and the textures when you zoom out here, if I show you, I don't know if you can see it on yours, but the textures on the paths and that get a bit crazy. But otherwise, I'm not really noticing much major problems. Now, the first interesting mechanic I found is that you have over here, you have your workers pick up supplies for your shops and deliver them into the park, and then the handymen take out the garbage or the rubbish or the trash or whatever you want to call it from whatever country you're from. And you can actually see here, look, we have a very, very filthy looking trash bin here that's overflowing, while over here we have a clean one. So again, visual representation of what's empty and what's full. You can see, if I zoom out here, that some of my stalls are running out of supplies, and in fact they've closed. If I zoom in on this donut stand, you can see the shutters are down, so when they run out of stuff they can't sell anything. There you go. And you can hear the chatty sound effects here as I zoom in. I've never zoomed in, by the way, this close actually. I didn't actually realise you could zoom in this close into the game. I do like the excitement and fun that. The one thing about Rollercoaster Tycoon that got a bit repetitive was the constant repetitive screaming sound effects. That there was about only 4 variations of that. On this one, if we go to the guys on the swing, listen to the variety of types of reaction you get. You know, you've got people who are screaming because they're happy. You've got people who are screaming because they're terrified. You've got people who are just like, this is fun. And I like the variety of emotions. So I've had a bit of fun with trying some coaster designs. So there's this mini coaster here, which is very, very basic, like children's coaster. And you can see the chain lifts here, has the little... So, very straightforward. So even here at this early stage, the physics seem solid. The coaster building seems really good. In fact, I'm really happy with how you can build coasters in this game, which I will try and demonstrate with a coaster building in a moment. Now, as I say, this game is pre-alpha, so if we suddenly have a crash and it bugs out on me, I apologise, but be aware of the nature of that the game is still in development, and the developers seem really keen to participate with the gaming community. So if you have issues, do let them know, because they will use what experience you discover to improve the game. So when I've had a crash, I plan to send all these log files and error messages to the developer so that they can hopefully fix them and make sure that they don't happen to future games and future versions. This is how game development should be. So yeah, I built this crazy wooden coaster, which you can see here, and this is all custom built. So I should let you have a look at this one. Again, the sound effects sound really nice. And this one's full. It's a full train of people. And they look like Nintendo Wii Me people. Oh, someone's dropped their balloon. Here we go. It's gone awfully quiet. There we go. So one thing I do like about this game, which you might notice from my coaster here, my wooden coaster, is you can change the degree of the bank. So depending on how fast or slow you want it to be, you can change how steep the bank is on individual corners. And you can also change, as you can see on my helix here, how big the corners are. Now, I used to play a lot of Rollercoaster Tycoon 1, 2, and 3, so I'm hoping that my coaster building expertise is showing off here a bit. Again, alpha build, and we have tunnels already. I don't believe the new Rollercoaster Tycoon world has tunnels, and they've been developing that for ages. So then we've got over here. Oh, there's one of the bugs we have, where occasionally it will skip across the map, because we have got like 200 people in this park, and several different rides going on here. But we've got some. Oh yeah, we have a log flume over here that's making some noise. But yeah, we have our. Oh yes, the map is, by the way, you can. I'm trying to remember how you do it, but there's a way to rotate the map. I'm gonna. No, how do you do it? I can't remember how to rotate the map. Because you can rotate it at 90-degree angles, like so. But we got our top spin type coaster here. Again, you can customize the color of the flowers and all the queue paths too, so you can choose what color of queue you want. Now, I haven't actually loaded up my Twitch chat at the moment, so if any of you are yapping at me on chat, I'm just going to load it up on my iPad so I can see if any of you are watching me. If you are, that's very nice of you. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you like the look of this game. As I say, this is Parkitect. You can pick it up from themeparkitect.com. It's in alpha. It's pre-alpha. It's $15 US, about £10 UK, and yeah, this looks like a really promising theme park builder by three dudes. Three dudes made this. As I say, I cannot emphasize enough that I'm just impressed that this feels like a next-gen Rollercoaster Tycoon, but with the classic look and feel of the originals, with this isometric view. And of course, I'm playing it in my native resolution on my desktop, and I think it looks great. We've got wildlife. Look, there's birds, and you've got flowers, and I'm waiting for ducks and stuff. Do you remember in I don't know how many of you played the original Rollercoaster Tycoon. Do you remember when they had ducks? And also, I'm waiting for the inevitable pop the balloons, like when you saw some of the balloons drifting away up into the off the screen. I'm waiting for people to lose their balloons. So, where are we? So yeah, let's try building a coaster. So if I go to down here, by the way, I should go through a bit of this in terms of the interface. So let's do a quick interface tour. Um, so you've got, you know, start, stop. You've got the date. I really like the way the finances pop up with the different sliders, and you can open that up to see what they look like. And then you have the weather, and then you've got your satisfaction. So if I hover over here, it gives me an overview of what the current thoughts of my guests are and how happy people are about different subjects in my park overall. So it gives me a nice average, so I can just hover over this very once in a while and get an idea of what's bothering people. So for example, the cleanliness at the moment is starting to lag in quality. So maybe I'll have to hire a few more handymen. So where do we do that? Go into the staff menu here. Janitors, workmen, mechanics, security. Again, typical stuff you expect to see in a roller coaster game. So if we hire another janitor, and we can't drop him down, he'll just appear down here and walk into the park and start to wander around. But once he's in the park, if we see, look, one of my janitors is being lazy here. He's taking a break. This is not a break time for you, mister. I'm going to drag you around. In fact, where is it? I did spot earlier a dirty toilet, but I think it's been cleaned. Park inspection, park inspection. Okay, go empty that trash bin. No, no. Go empty that. Oh, look, he's definitely trying to avoid it. Look, it's like a magnet. It repels him. He just walked past 2 empty dustbins. He's a useless janitor. I should totally fire him. How does he keep his job? I do not know. So, how do we build coasters in this game? Well, here's a selection of some of the rides that are available so far. So you've got carousels, double Ferris wheel, Enterprise Ferris wheel, G-Lock, Gravitron, a haunted house, a drop tower, observation tower, swinging ship, teacups, and yeah, good variety. So let's for example, let me just grab the path. If we build it out a bit, and then we'll build a drop tower. Now, let's pop it here. Makes a very satisfying noise when you plop it down, I must say. Put my entrance and exit in, and then I can just raise and lower this as high or low as I want. So about 20 feet will do. £3 admission. What colours do I want? So again, the other thing you can do, completely customize the colour scheme. Whatever the colour you want, let's make it a cool looking grey colour, because that's like utility piping crap. I can't get the right kind of colour that I want. Something like that. Okay, let's do that. And then I want the ride to look exciting. So let's go for like a fiery orange colour. And I like that deep red and that other yellow. Okay. You can manually change the maintenance interval and the wait time. 20 seconds. So, and we can change the name if we want up here. So I'm going to completely rip off a local local theme park near here and name it Detonator, because that's totally not the name of a launch tower at a nearby theme park with similar with that name. And then as you can see here, I can manually change the colors of the ride queue, so I can make them a similar color to the queue in the park. Connect that up. Let's put a little bit of decoration in between that hole there. So let's see, we've got like fences and picket lines and flower boxes and headstones and logs and mushrooms and pavilions and pumpkins and rocks. Lots and lots of rocks. So let's say a little poplar. Again, within the confines of the grid, you can put it freely where you like. But I'm going to be somewhat OCD here and put it in the middle. Okay, so let's open this ride up. Again, nice familiar looking traffic light interface from RCT 1 and 2. Opened! Now people can come and ride it. And I don't have to worry about the speed, it does it by itself. So I'd have to worry about it flying off into space because I set it at a stupidly high speed. So that's how you can build flat rides. I'm just going to save the game a moment because obviously this is an alpha build and I do not want the game to crash. It does lag a little bit from time to time when I'm zooming in and out and such, but we can deal with that. Right, how do you build coasters in this game? Well, first of all, here's the types of coasters so far available. You have an alpine coaster, a log flume, a mini coaster, a steel coaster, a suspended coaster, a vertical drop coaster, a wild mouse coaster, a wing coaster, and a wooden coaster. Now I've built a wooden coaster, I've built a mini coaster, and I've built a log flume. Let's try building a steel coaster. So, first things first, when you can... Oh, it keeps disappearing. I guess I have to keep this menu open for the first part. But I can move the window so I can see what I'm doing. So, I can rotate it, I can raise it up as like this. So I want my train to be how long? About that long. Okay. And then we turn off the station and the chain. Then we start to climb. Nice gradual climb. And you can see here I can actually increase the length of how big I want it to be. Now I don't want it to go much higher because of the impending ooh, it doesn't like that, so I need to. But I like the way you can manually, as you can see here, change how the height map works. So I can make the perfect corner to fit in there, and it can. Yeah, why not? Make it go all the way up like that. 21 feet, 23 feet, let's say about 22. Like that works. So, I turn off the chain. We'll have a gradual dip there. And it's going to go, all hell's going to break loose there, all the way down. Again, we can sit here and manually decide how we want to smooth out that gradient, and then I'm going to shorten it again, about there, and then we can add one of the special features. So let's put in a loopity loop, because everyone likes loops. So, and again, you can sit here and you can manually change how big the loop is. So if you want a massive loop that it takes a bit of a while to clear, you can do that. And in fact, I'm going to do one about this big, and the same for the other loop, but I'm going to use the other one to mirror it, because that's cool, right? And then I'm going to, this is the other thing I really like about this game, is if I, so actually the other thing is great, is as I'm building this, the ride is actually showing me, is this going to be physically possible, or is it going, should I just give up and go home right now? Now here's what I really like about this particular game, is I can change the bank angle any degree I like. I could even make it go inverted at this point. I could create a twist if I wanted to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a very, very sharp bank, about, let's say, 80 degrees. I'm going to be 70. Let's say 70 degrees. And then I can make this bend again as shallow or as big as I want. And that's great. And you can see there's a rough grid pattern here as well. So you get an idea of where you're building your coaster. So let's say I want to make it slightly shorter. It's about there. And then I can straighten it out if I want. Just have, there it is, 0. Now, what is not on here yet, which I look forward to one day, is there being like on-ride photo sections and stuff. I used to love putting those into the Rollercoaster Tycoon games. So let's do a corkscrew, and again you can change its height. So let's say we want it to be about 10 feet off the ground. Ooh, it doesn't like that. Doesn't like that at all. It doesn't like that at all. Okay, that was bad. I'm going to wait to do that. So what I'm going to do instead, I think, for fun, is let's try the inversion on this. So let's say we've come out of this turn, and what are we going to do? Let's be mean, slightly mean to them. Let's flip them upside down. And try something different. So let's say we flip them upside down, then we want to continue that twist and bring them back to 0, like so. So now I've just created a custom roll. So now there's a do a barrel roll. Now let's try that corkscrew. Oh my god, that's big. Now I need to scale that back. Right back. About 4, I think. Let's see how that looks. Or 10. That works. There we go. Let's try that, and then have it go back over and around. That looks awesome. And as you can see, I can make it bigger and lower. Turn that off. Increase the gradient again, about 60 this time. I'm going to be slightly nicer. I do like the way you can make it gradual. And then we're going to put in a helix. You can change it here if you want it to be up or down. Again, love the customization here. And again, you can choose how big or small this curve is. So let's say we want it to be about 6. Oh, it's going into a tunnel there. That wasn't my intention. So I'm going to exit that and bring it back out. Let's go up a bit, give them some airtime. But I love the, as I say, I'm loving the way you can customize the coasters and change how steep they are, or how sudden the drops are, and how wide the curves are, and how big or small the loops are. There's a lot of customization, and just in that simple way that I'm really enjoying, because it means that if you build 2 steel coasters, you can build them completely differently. It's not like Rollercoaster Tycoon that had preset loops of a certain size, or a corkscrew that's only a certain size. You can make the corkscrew as big or as small as you want. You can make the loop as big or as small as you want. And I really, really like that. The only thing I would suggest to the developers at some point is they maybe put some structural supports on the tops of some of the loops up here. I don't know if you can see my cursor at all, but you might notice when at the tops of the loops they look a bit exposed. There's only one tiny support between the 2 loops holding that whole structure up. And if you've ever been to any real parks, you'd know, like over here with this corkscrew, they've got a couple of big supports that hold the top part of the structure up, and that would be nice to see as some proper supports for the loops at some point. But hey, still plenty of time to add that kind of aesthetic in. In terms of gameplay, I'm hooked. I'm totally hooked. So I'm going to bring this up a bit, because I'm actually going to start to bring this train back into port. Be a bit nice with my turns now, because I'm really going to be starting to get a bit sharper. You know what, let's be mean. Let's flip them again. Let's go straight. And flip them one more time for the lols. And around again, 0. Now, hoping I can get this to fit. Is this correct? It looks correct. Please tell me it's correct. I can actually, yep, it will be. Great. So I'm going to add a 4-bit, and then I'm going to put brakes in. Brilliant. So I'm going to put my entrance and exits. That works. No money? Well, we're going to charge lots of money for this ride. What are you talking about? I can change the car color. That's cool. Change how many cars there are. So let's say I want 2 5-car trains. Actually test it right now if we wanted to. I do like this orange. This orange is very, very cool. In fact, I'll keep that bright orange, but the I do like the way you can customize the colors. This is very, very cool. So a bit something like this, and then I want to. No, maybe you. That reminds me of the old Rollercoaster Tycoon look. I'm gonna go for that deep red, I think. So, what colours am I going to make my cars? I like the idea of red with a yellow racing stripe down it. I think that would be pretty cool. Something like that. Oh, that's something I forgot to do. I need to close the ride. I forgot to do the I forgot to change the settings on the brakes. So I want that one to be 15 kilometers, and then the other one to be 10. Let's see how that works. So I'm going to leave it to run while I build the path system. The other thing this game does do is I can. Oh, come on, you can do it. You can do it. Please don't crash on me. This doesn't look good. Uh-oh. I may have broken the game. I've just built this coaster and it may soon only exist as a... Oh, no! We're live. Quick. Quick, where's the save button? It's trying very hard here to save, I can tell. Or at least the memory is trying to process what I'm doing here. I may have I may have overloaded the memory. This doesn't look good. It's so laggy right now. But as I said, pre-alpha build, pre-alpha build. I'm sitting here hoping my lovely new coaster is going to survive, so I can save it in time. Oh! I think we might be lucky. Save. Quick, save it now before it's too late. Right, get rid of that. By the way, everything that you pay, you get money back. There we go, that's what I wanted. Oh no, wrong type of path. So, yellow. Right, and then you can do it just like you would in Rollercoaster Tycoon. You can there we go, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, I've gone underground. That was not my intention. Again, I love that you can do that, so straightforward. Just keep building into the ground and you will enter the ground. So let's say I want to build it to there, create a path. Again, I could just drag this path, but screw it. Right, and then I need to do the same for this one. There we go. Going for symmetry here. Haha, done it. Excellent. So, there we go. We have built our new coaster. Now, if I push the speed up time button, apparently detonator is already broken. I only just built the damn thing. It's safe. We know it's safe. Let's open the ride. So see, it's got a high excitement rating, a low intensity rating, surprising for a roller coaster that goes upside down, and a nausea rating of medium. So it's going to be a bit nauseous, but it's not intense. But it's very exciting. Great. It should sound like it should be a very popular coaster for all sorts of people. What should we name this thing? Let's call it... I'm terrible with names. I really am terrible with coming up with names for these things. Let's name it... I'm sitting here now trying to rack my brain to come up with a cool name. There doesn't seem to be any noise for this steel coaster either, which is slightly disappointing. I was really hoping there'd be some noises for it. Let's say names. How about... I hate trying to come up with names. Bender. I don't know, I'm just coming up with random names here. But yeah, I like the way this coaster looks. It's quite big actually. Oh, the music's appearing as I zoom out here. So there we go, we've added a new coaster to my park. And you get an idea of how the coaster building aspects of this game work. Again, I shall reiterate, go to themeparkitect.com and you can buy this pre-alpha build of Parkitect and try it for yourself and help the developers make this awesome game even better. You know, this is still very early days, even though I've seen trailers of this game that say it's going to have dynamic shadows and stuff. Personally, I must confess, I kind of like the style as it is. I like this kind of slightly toony, bold color style. I really do. There's a charm to it. Now you notice over here there's a lot of trash and rubbish and stuff. So what I'm going to do is go to the deco and create some stuff to. Do you want to sit and watch roller coasters all day? Well, if that's the case, you can sit here and enjoy my benches. And we'll stick a couple of trash bins in between those. There we go. And I'm going to put one more over here. Should put some bins down here actually, because there doesn't seem to be any. And that should help a bit. And then you can do all sorts of things. So we can sit here and put in some trees. So yeah, it's quite versatile, as I say. It's just a shame this coaster doesn't make any noise. It's a silent coaster. But at least some of the coasters have noises, as I say. If you go over here to the... Oh, I'm at the end of the map. That happens sometimes. It jumps around a bit. Where are all my handyman? Because there's a lot of... There's lots and lots of boxes. Oh, stop whining. I don't want to hear complaints. Work, work, work. Sounds like I'm going to need to hire some more workers. You sometimes wonder what your staff do, don't you, when you've hired lots of people for a job and they seem to do nothing. Oh well, I'm sure real life managers have that problem too. But yes, let's watch our... Oh look, we have our first paying customers going on to our new roller coaster. Let's see if they enjoy it or not. Hopefully they'll make some noise, even if the coaster is the most economically quiet coaster in the world. Oh, I'm hearing some noise. Yeah, lovely variety of screaming sound effects, not just the same 5 screams you hear on Rollercoaster Tycoon. Yeah, there we go. And they're doing my other roll and into the brakes. Brilliant. Another thing you can do, by the way, which is really cool, is if I click on the ride and go to the information tab somewhere, if I click on the ride stats, it shows me the biggest drop and where the maximum velocity is located. Again, really cool little facts. You can change the grid type so you can show where's all the where's the rubbish in this park. So you can see there's a couple of... Oh, I just... Oh, it jumps around a little bit when I'm using my keyboard. But you can see there's a couple of red spots, which shows me where trash is. If I... Excuse me. You can see who's happy and who's sad. So most people are very happy, and we've got one unhappy person over here who looks like they're about to throw up, and we have some people who are yellow. I'm yellow. You've got an underground view if you want it, and you've got, if you want to turn on the grid, there's a very, very, very pale, if you can see it here, grid system, which I can now turn off. So if you want the old classic grid, you can have it. No one is saying you can't. So we can quickly look at our guests. So most of them are quite hungry, and that's probably because my handymen are lazy and not stocking up the supply. So as I said, this is an interesting mechanic, the supply and demand. It just seems like though I seem to be constantly hiring handymen, and they seem to always be running out. So I'm hoping that can get balanced out a bit more. We'll have to see what the developers think. Oh look, we just opened up the ice cream. Ice cream! Who wants ice cream? So, anyways, this has been a look at Parkitect by 3 blokes who made it themselves. So congratulations to them. You can get it from themeparkitect.com, and you can buy it for about $15 and play it yourself and test it yourself. Who knows where this game's going to go in the years to come. I love it already, and it's still not even in alpha. Best of luck to the guys making it. As a roller coaster theme park building fan, I love it. Thank you guys so much for what you're doing here, and I really hope that the rest of you who may have had a look enjoyed this little preview, and yeah, take care. I wish you good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you may be in the world. Ta-ta.